Still crazy after all these years.
Oh
Brain
my
Candy
gosh.
Podcast.
Should be getting crazier after all these years. Please, like right now, whoever sees the video version, I got an itchy tit, so I'm scratching it. I'm sorry. Luckily, the mic is covering right where I need to scratch. Do you ever get that? Just an itchy boob?
We're hitting the ground running for episode 847.
Woo!
Yeah, sure. Boobs itch sometimes.
Sometimes.
These things happen.
You get a nip itch. Anyways.
I can't tell you, this is actually the truth, how many times I have watched the clip of the rectal exam discussion. Dozens and dozens of times, and I am not
as
laughing.
Many times as he did rectal exams. One for every rectal exam.
Totally. And it is as funny now as it was the first time. And I just want to say to you, you are just like, whatever that is, like whatever Mozart was to music.
Stop it right now.
You are to like quips.
Stop. And can you believe that almost every guy I've been with thinks that he's funnier than me? That they're funnier than me? Can you even? That should be the test. It should be like, no, you believe, you think you're funnier than me? Divorce.
Yeah,
breakup.
because
Instant.
it's not possible because nobody's funnier than you.
Stop it. I don't believe that.
At
but
that particular skill of just saying the funniest thing off the top of your witticisms. You are
thank
a professor.
You are
emeritus.
just making me feel so good right now.
I'm telling you because it is striking. It's just like a otherworldly almost. I'm serious.
Out of your fucking mind. I suppose this is how I feel when you sing or play an instrument. 100%, Susie. I'm like, what is that? How come what
That's
is that?
Really nice.
Absolutely. Like when you harmonize with something, I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. What is this? Gift from God.
Well, thank you. I would trade you because...
Oh, okay. I wish we could do that. I wish we could Freaky Friday our gifts.
Yeah, even just temporarily.
I'll take a little.
Yeah. That'd be so fun. At any rate.
Whatever the word is. I don't even know the fucking words. I'll take.
You're so funny. Anyway, welcome to Brain Candy. I have not spoken to Sarah since what I saw on Instagram was a tragic injury.
I'm so upset because I was just rushed this morning, and last night my plan was to come on the show and just hold up a sign that said days since last injury because I have a whiteboard right here and just erase it. I was just going to do that whole bit. That would have been so good. But now we just are going to talk about it instead. But yeah, then I got distracted with the other podcast I host. But yes, Susie, I am so glad that I have this platform to actually talk about it because my mom saw the video and she's like, Lucas is the worst. He gives you nothing. Like this is what he says. Are you kidding me? Okay. So I've never dislocated anything in my whole life. Have you ever dislocated anything?
Never.
No. Right.
I don't do anything that would cause that.
So just a little bit ago, somebody told me that water polo balls are the heaviest ball in sports. So I just invited Lucas to play. So Lucas has been playing with me, which is fantastic.
So nice.
He's a fire paramedic and he's really good at water polo. And he and I have been just playing so well together. He'll like look at me and, we went up for this like block together and we both got like the ball right to the face, but it was an awesome block, and we're both like, "Yeah, that was awesome."
It's like Top Gun.
Yeah, yes, we are like a great team together. It's so fun. So it wasn't him who passed the ball to me, but he was like right behind me and part of the play on my team. We're in a scrimmage, and somebody throws the ball, and I catch it. I'm about to shoot what was going to be an awesome goal, and the ball hits right on the tip of my finger. And when I say all of the bones in my finger collapsed, like they all stacked up on top of each other inside my skin.
Lots of cards.
Yeah, yes. I mean, you have like 3 bones there, right? Uh-huh. That tip was on top of the middle one,
Come
which
on,
was on
Sarah,
top of
you gotta be kidding me.
I almost wish there was a photo of it. Like I needed to get taken care of so bad. It was very clear. So it hits, and instantly I put my hand there and I just go, I look at it, and it was it was disgusting. It was like Frankenstein. It looked like worse. It was like a zombie finger. It looked like a Z. Like it looked like the letter Z on my finger in a zigzag formation. It felt like my finger was now just a skin sack that was carrying bones. Is what it looked like. It was fucking disgusting, Susie, and I am like not over exaggerating. It'll be totally good as new in 8 months, they said. So
what are you doing in the meantime? I'm sorry to derail.
Yeah, no. That was where we were. 4 weeks of a buddy, like 1 week of a splint, then 4 weeks of buddy taping it to the next finger, and then 10 weeks of physical therapy.
That is what I don't get. What are you going to be doing in there? Like,
they hold my hand down and bend, like, because it's already starting to get really stiff, and you can see like scar tissue kind of building up. It's getting weird, like lumpy and weird. I don't know. He said it's going to be swollen for months.
I'm so sorry.
And that I can start playing water polo again, he said, gently in about 4 weeks.
Gently? Have they met you?
He said maybe like just taping it up or having a splint on that finger while you play, which you can't have a splint on when I'm playing like in a game, obviously. But it's just fucking stupid. But I did feel like a badass because I didn't even cry. And then
God.
Everybody at the pool, it was very obvious that I had serious trauma to my hand. And Lucas said, I don't know if I said this already, but Lucas was on the other side, like behind me, but like on the other side of the pool. And he said he knew something bad happened because he heard it. He said he heard a very distinct pop that he knew. He thought it was just
I don't ever want to hear
jammed.
my body parts.
But I was like, that was disgusting. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my story.
If you've experienced trauma of the emotional variety, maybe try BetterHelp, because BetterHelp sponsors this show and we love them.
Actually, if you've experienced any kind of trauma,
I know, right?
Because this is the kind of thing where I could definitely use somebody to talk to about how now I have to, like, just to kind of keep me motivated. Like, okay, we're going to go work on legs. Let's go to the gym and get those really strong snowboarding legs so that you're still moving and you're like getting ready. You can still go to practice and tread water. You can still volunteer and do the shot clock. Like, BetterHelp a therapist can help when it doesn't feel like there are solutions.
That's right. Because the truth is, even if you have a physical issue, it's not as if it's in a vacuum. You're emotionally affected by every part of your life. So they can help you with that. We love BetterHelp. You can see a therapist that specializes in whatever you need from the comfort of your home or wherever you find yourself. And you can talk about relationships or grief or stress or whatever life has thrown at you. And you will probably feel better for it.
Yes.
Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/braincandy today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/braincandy. BetterHelp.com/braincandy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so that never happened to you when you played in high school,
No.
but it's not related to like aging, right?
I was thinking that. I was like, what is
thing.
No, it's just a freak thing. It's not like if the
I'm glad
bones
Lucas
broke,
was there.
then that would be maybe osteoporosis. Yeah, what are the chances that his second practice that he goes to, and that he happened to be there, he didn't go to the next practice, or the next one, he wasn't available those nights, that the one night I get injured? And I blame the coach, because we have a tournament coming up this weekend, and the coach said, all right, whatever you do, don't get injured. I announced that at the beginning of practice.
That's foolish.
Well, why don't you just say,
Yeah.
Put 911 on speed dial, or
Right.
get
Thanks
it ready.
for the hex.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
So you have been not playing even gently.
I've been not playing.
Okay.
Suze, I've been not only have I been not playing, I've had to take like the last 4 days. I've been doing my job, and then as soon as my job is done or any days that I have off, I am taking the doctor prescribed pain medication because holy fuck, this is easily in the top 3 most painful, if not most painful injury I've ever had. Yes, it is.
Lord.
And the doctor said that. He's like, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt.
Why?
He said it's going to hurt when you bump into things.
You are lying
because
to me.
my finger was because all the nerve endings are in your finger. You know, we've talked about that before, about how, and he said, think of my primary care physician. He said, those homunculus drawings. Have you ever seen those? Basically, it's a drawing where the body parts are drawn in size to represent how impactful they are on the system. So when he said that, I knew. He said, you know those homunculus drawings? And I was like, oh my God, you're right. I never realized why the hands are so fucking big. Yeah.
Right.
And
but
they
when I
look like
chopped
weird
off my
trolls.
thumb, I like chopped off the
nerves
thing. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
but
like,
didn't that hurt for
for a couple days, but
for a
not
while?
Just the raw meat, but like not what you're describing, where it's like visceral and it deep in your body.
Yeah, he just used the term a lot of tissue damage.
Oh, Sarah.
But the good thing is, it's not numb. I can feel, it feels weird. It feels kind of like pins and needles. Like when I try to run my hand across something, it definitely feels different than all the other fingers, which I think physical therapy might be like getting the nerves to like fire and act right again. But I swear to God, if I have a finger that feels different than all the other fingers, my OCD, and I'm going to be like, jam the other one, jam the right hand, like make it match, because I'm the kind of person where if you touch one shoulder, you have to touch the other. I hated that when I was a kid and people would like put their hand on on my shoulder. I'd have to touch the other one too to make it balanced. I still don't like that at all. The feeling of being imbalanced. Scratch one side, got to scratch the other. It's an OCD kind of neuroatypical thing, but
I still learn new things about you every episode. I did
I'm
not know
go
about
announce
this.
that. These are the things that you keep secret, Susie.
Well, yeah, you're like slow dripping them out over time.
What are they like? I'm masking just constantly.
Oh.
That's what that.
I wish I
Sarah,
were doing that.
Masked.
That's what we should have called Brain Candy.
Oh no, God, nobody would have tuned in.
When you posted that video of you crying at the surgeons, I felt terrible.
It should be mentioned that morning, my estrogen patch prescription had also run out. It
shouldn't be mentioned. I disagree, because I hate when I'm upset and someone says, "Are you on your period?"
Yeah, but this was like "Are you on your period" is way different than "Do you have no estrogen in your body?" and
"Are you
a complete emotional basket case who is in need of a hormonal replacement therapy? Yes. Well, I did announce that to the doctor.
I don't
when
care.
I
I still feel bad.
My eyes out. And he had a real tender touch.
Oh, tell me more.
Yeah, the doctor, he got rave reviews, and all of his, I looked online and he got 5 stars. Everybody was like, this guy has the best bedside manner. He's so funny. He's so charismatic, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hello, I love this. So, and he was so charming. And I was having a panic attack and crying because I was thinking I was going to have surgery, and I couldn't tell him what was going on with my finger and what order the bones went in. He was like, how did the bones stack up when they broke? So I'm like, I don't know. Let me call my brother. And I call my brother, and he's like, yeah. And he talks to Luke, and he goes, hey, Luke, talks about the fingers. Yeah. And also I heard you were really struggling in that water polo practice.
Is this guy single?
No, he had a ring on. He's so cute. Of course he's not single. He's so cute and so funny.
How old is he? Listen, we're not
very
moving
appropriate
on.
age, probably 45. Then he takes my hand, and he's a hand surgeon, so of course he does. But the way he touched it, I was like, maybe it's because I haven't been touched in a while, but I was like, oh, this is nice.
Mamacita.
I gotta dislocate a finger to go get some tender touch. That is,
Hey.
rock bottom, Sarah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, really, whatever it takes. Man, dating apps are real bad these days, huh?
Have you tried injuries?
Yeah.
Wow. Or was he handsome though, or just tender?
Yes, he was. And he was bald and redhead. Like you
Ooh,
could tell he's good. And I like both of those things.
Did you finish Chimp Crazy?
Oh, my. I don't want to yell because Adam will get mad at me. Oh, my fucking God. Susie, Chimp Crazy, Sarah Crazy. After watching that show,
Yeah.
I had a lot of aha moments, a lot of things that I realized.
Yeah.
One of the big takeaways was one of the things that I recognized was how outraged, and this is going to sound like a little aside, but it's actually a big deal. How outraged and disgusted and like cringy, physically appalled I was at the sight of these chimps eating human food, eating McDonald's, drinking Powerade.
That's what got you.
Well, I was like, that seems so unnatural, seems so terrible,
it's so wrong.
Wrong. And I was like, wait a sec, 99.6% of our DNA. And that's terrible for them. And I'm like, I'll take another. What?
That is such a good point.
What? I could not stop thinking about that, Susie, about why I was so, physically disgusted by a chimpanzee drinking Powerade.
Yeah, it feels abusive.
It feels abusive. Why is that okay for us? Yeah, right. You're going to not ever drink that. You know when people say, like, my friend Dave told me a fact about the vape pens that was all I needed to hear to then decide, well, I'm never using that again ever in the rest of my life. Because, like, say certain facts, you know, like you see the lungs of smokers in, like, the elementary school class, and you're like, well, I'm never doing that ever. This, for processed food, had that effect on me.
Oh, my God. What an excellent point that I did not think of. And you're so right, because you look at that and you think that it's evidence that she does not love that chimp.
That it's abuse.
Yeah.
That it's actually abusive.
Yeah, it's neglect, and it's
what?
unkind.
But I have absolutely been like, yum, yum, yum.
Right. Here's me drinking poison over here right this second.
Right? Susie. And how there was actually, I mean, there's so much. And how there actually wasn't anything wrong with him. He didn't have a congestive heart failure. Spoiler alert, guys. But you don't know who I'm talking about. Ooh. He was just overweight.
Right.
From eating processed foods, and it was affecting his heart and his body in a way. And once they put him on a better chimp diet, healthy.
Man alive. Okay. Yes. Well, so when you finish the series, or like however far you are, what was your sort of takeaway feeling about her, the main lady? Haddix, whatever her name is, Haddix.
God. Just how desperate she was for connection.
Yeah. For me, it broke my heart, actually.
Yeah. And the sad thing is she's like the porcupine. Not porcupine, hedgehog. It's the hedgehog dilemma. Where all she wants is closeness because she needs that to survive. But too much closeness and she gets
scared.
spiky, and pushes it away, and because her son really wanted to connect with her, but
that was too scary. You think it's too vulnerable.
Yeah, like you see this woman who is wanting a love, a connection that's very immature. And very
unconditional, for starters.
Yeah. Yes. Unconditional. And it makes me think that she she was definitely
That's
abandoned.
what Adam said. He goes, I need to know what her
Yes.
upbringing was, because something went wrong there.
I'm guessing sexual abuse, and I'm guessing feelings of abandonment. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing a mother who had mental health issues that were severe.
Even just her beauty routine, which,
Yes.
I'm real familiar with over here.
Yeah.
Like that sort of obsessive thing of like, I have to look a certain way or whatever,
Right.
or I'll die, or I won't matter.
Right.
I mean, I don't particularly care for her style, but I recognize it, and that is somebody who really wants to feel like they matter.
Yeah.
And wants to be desired and loved. And I'm not excusing her behavior. I just get that she's deeply wounded.
This is why I love our show, and this is why I love these documentaries, and this is why, we can talk about weird fringe things and, laugh about it and recognize like the weirdness of it, but there is so much empathy and care there. And I think that like you were doing so well, we like to highlight like the real person experience that is all so relatable.
It really was.
Yeah.
I'm walking away from Chimp Crazy, the wildest dachshund Tiger King, and I'm thinking, man, that is a gal who I can relate to that feeling, and the pain that would cause somebody to want a forever baby and to be a mom to a little baby forever, that even if it's a primate.
Right.
Like that's intense, man.
Yeah. That
also
feeling.
Funny.
Right.
All of it.
Right.
And the way they shot it with the donuts and the pink and all of it is very cute and funny. But that's the inroad. That's why I don't object to making it silly, because that is the inroad for us all to then have a deeper conversation about like, okay, but what's really happening here? And that was one of the most compelling parts for me at the end, where the Tiger King director, Eric Good, is on camera, and they're basically asking him, why do you think, sort of like, why did you turn her in?
Yeah.
What made you feel like that was the right thing? And you could actually see it, that they both, Eric and that lady, have the same mindset. They both believe they have the moral high ground and believe that what they did was the ethical, virtuous, noble thing to do.
Yes.
And it's very hard to persuade someone.
It's changing a brain. You have to, and that is so, it's not like the brain just goes, oh,
good point.
Let me plug that in over there, and let me just like fire up all these other areas. No, you got to like build the network for that to actually fire. That's why they say like plant the seeds. Yes,
exactly. And that's what I love about the show too, is that we are like, hey, well, am I wrong? Let's hear it.
Right.
And I can recalibrate.
Yes.
If I am convinced.
100%.
We're awesome. I'll tell you what else is awesome. And that is Pear Eyewear. Oh my gosh.
Your new specs, so
cute. Are they not the cutest?
So stinking cute. And it's time for me to go to the eye doctor. I know I've said that a few times, but now I actually, and I can't take in my old prescription. That I was going to take in my old prescription. No, need a new one.
Need a freshie.
So I'm really excited.
And then once you get your prescription, you can just upload it to Pear Eyewear and then do the digital try on. And they have all these frames that you can like see what you look like on your phone or computer, and then pick a winner, and then get the magnetic toppers, sunglasses, or different colors and styles.
I want spooky season ones.
Yes!
Because I know, I just can imagine they've got like, and I like for spooky season doing like black and white and purple, or black and white and purple and lime green, because it's like Beetlejuicy kind of colors.
Yes.
Like I am super
gosh,
into
you're gonna
that.
Look so cute.
Yeah. So I think that's like the theme of the ones for.
And that's what's fun is that these are so affordable that you can get mix and match, get whatever you want, and have all these different cute looks to wear. It is so great and so easy. I love them. Fall into a new routine with infinite possibilities from Pair Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com. Use code BCP for 15% off your first pair. Support the show by mentioning the Brain Candy Podcast sent you in your post-checkout survey. That's Pair, P-A-I-R, eyewear.com, code BCP.
Yes.
Guess what happened since we recorded that commercial? / what do we call it? Mid-roll.
Mid-roll, yeah.
Sarah went into some sort of chamber.
Yes, and I did a magic trick.
Elle McPherce.
With long, blown out blonde hair. She's back, baby. She's a blonde again.
You
matching
look like
my driver's license.
$1 million.
Yeah, I got my hair done.
Thank
you, Suze.
I'm sick of it.
Oh my gosh. Well, just got to keep up with you over here. So
you're gonna look so good at Challenge Mania this weekend.
Oh, that was that. I was like, I can't go in with like looking like a hot mess and like you can't have roots
so good.
and no ovaries and uterus. And no, I'm
those
just
are
kidding.
the rules.
You can totally can.
Well,
Give
you
zero
look
fucks.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I was joking with my hairdresser that I cannot be responsible for the person that I am for the 4 days after she does my hair when she gives me a blowout and it's straight and I'm flipping it all around and
it changes you.
I am changed in those days.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I like it. So.
Man, what is that?
I don't know. It's like BDE.
Yeah. You know what's up. Like, I look great and nobody can do anything about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good for you.
Oh, please. You're always looking good.
Okay. Let's see what I want to talk about. This will be a treat.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Brainiac who sent me the story that your number one. I cannot even get to it.
I have. Come on.
Your number one for your number twos.
Oh, yeah.
Is here reporting for duty, Brain Candy Podcast.
You didn't even mean to do that, did you?
There has been a serial pooper on the loose.
Another one?
On the loose.
Copycat?
At this point, it has to be. Because there have been a rash of serial poopers on the loose. And in this case, because remember how when we first started talking about these like rogue poopers, you thought
I thought it was IBS. I remember the quote. I said they're not shitting with a vengeance. And I stand by this.
This is because your optimism, your eternal optimism.
Right. Because I was like, I would never do that.
Right.
So that must, but I have had a tummy ache. I have had a tum-tum.
You thought, surely it is just the case that they need to go. It's urgent and there's nowhere to go.
When nature calls, yes.
In this case, that is definitely not what's happening because this is a person who is showing up on a particular porch and repeatedly, night after night, pooping and like the headline says, without motive.
I mean, I feel like if we ask the right questions, we can figure out the motive. I guarantee.
What is the motive?
I guarantee the pooper knows.
No, well, the pooper might know, but the house owner doesn't.
Right.
They're like, I don't even know this guy. What could his motive possibly be to target this one porch?
I feel like this was one of those things where the person who's getting the poop on the porch, that person is unaware that they are like am I the asshole? Like they're the asshole, but maybe they don't know. And they did something
There is no way.
I think so. I think that like if you were just like such a dick for so long, you were so rude. Okay, I'm writing fan fiction. Here we go. You're the person who works at the grocery store bags the groceries, and this jerk off never ever says hi, is always rude, is always yelling at him that he did it wrong, and he just couldn't take it any longer. So he just went to his house and was like, I'm shitting on his front porch.
The homeowner look at the Nest Cam footage and say, "Oh yeah, yeah, they can see this man." The homeowner doesn't know who it is. And
that's what I'm saying. It's somebody that he didn't, or it's like an Uber driver that he wronged, or it's somebody that this is this classic egomaniac, caught in his own head bullshit, where he's like, I don't know who it could be. And then somebody's like, what? He doesn't know who it could be. Play the dash cam from the Uber ride last night when he said, he's
let
like
me
a male
ask you
Karen.
this.
He probably deserved it. I'm actually on the side of the pooper. I don't know why. For this
Without cause.
Without cause.
All right. Let me ask you this. Let's say there isn't a reason. There is no motive.
He's just
what
targeting.
Could possibly make somebody... Because this is where I think you
wouldn't do it like that.
You're refusing to believe that there's no rationale.
Correct. There's always I am refusing to believe that there is no explanation. Correct. Because you wouldn't single somebody out repeatedly. If this were something like,
what if it's just on his route?
You still would mix it up. That goes against logic. I mean, so does shitting on a person's porch. But if I am going to shit on a porch, I'm going to switch it up.
It's going to be for a cause.
Or it's for a cause.
Well, in this case, this poor homeowner walked out, a normal day and sees this mound and thought a cat had gone. Number 2. Because it's not that makes sense. It's just you really do not want to think.
Right. You're
person
hoping for cat. You're praying it's not human.
But then they watched the footage, and not only was there this mound, he was peeing on the welcome mat too.
Oh, that's personal. See? That's a detail. That's like when they see that would be what they would call overkill. When there's a crime and there's too many stab wounds and it's overkill and they're like, this was personal.
Pushing the buttons on the keyboard that say for our editor to make a social clip. I've already said it and I'm saying it again. Once you said that's personal.
It is.
So that for you is different.
You don't
than just
whiz on the doormat, whiz on the welcome mat.
Yeah, that's sick. But
that's adding insult to injury. That is throwing salt on the wound. That feels like a personal attack.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we don't know. This is in Kentucky, so if you're in Kentucky, look this story up. See if you recognize this.
I gotta know. I gotta follow this. I gotta know what the outcome is, because I bet I'm right.
He's going to get caught.
Yeah, he's going to get caught, and we're going to find out. We're going to hear his side, and we're going to be on the side of the shitter. Watch, just watch.
Sarah,
we're going to disagree with his methods, but we're going to agree with his motive,
his rage. Yeah. So you're saying there are things that you could think of where that would be justified.
I don't know, if you're the neighbor, the male Karen of the neighborhood, and you're that big of a dick, and you're the one who's calling in.
Wow, Sarah is victim blaming.
I am. In this case, I am. Sorry. It's a dude who stepped in the shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm saying I don't know.
Wow.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I can't wait till
I'm
we
not
hear
on the jury right now. I don't have to be neutral. No. I'm not swearing an oath to be.
You're not neutral. You're on the side of the shitter. That's
right. I know. I don't have to be neutral. I'm not I don't have to.
Well, most of us are on the side of the porch owner. You,
I feel
however,
like, I don't know. I feel like he must.
what a strange position to take. Why is it just about shit, though? If they were murdered, you wouldn't think that.
Well, yeah.
So why is shit like, well, I can see why.
It just, you know why. You know why. Because it feels like that a little bit, right? Like you want to know. It's one of those things where I don't know why, but I know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have all the information, but
All right. Well, we'll
I
find
know
out.
I don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. And it's not as like, what is this guy's? Does this guy have a partner, a wife? Does this guy have family that has something to say about it? What are they saying?
You mean the victim?
Yeah.
Not
the
that I
victim.
know of. It's just a single man and a single shitter.
And is he like in his 50s?
The shitter looks like
No,
he's
the
like
man.
20. I don't know. Oh, it said they requested to be anonymous.
I smell male Karen. I smell HOA work. I smell a measuring the grass kind of guy.
Right, because why would you want to be anonymous?
Because
if
you know
you're
who
the-
you are. Because you're the town asshole. I'm telling you. This
You
ow,
actually
ow,
just
ow,
convinced me.
I got excited. Clap my hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
You convinced me. Because why would
Yes.
you want to be anonymous when it's your porch, not your shit?
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
We got there.
Listen.
All right.
The fan fiction.
Yeah, you can get somewhere with it.
Straight from the source.
I'll tell you what else is coming straight from the source, and that is my hair, thanks to Nutrafol.
Yeah. Okay. Suze, you know what my hairdresser said?
I was
She
wondering.
said, because I know that I lost a bunch of hair when
Yes.
I got.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, look at all these new baby hairs over here." Because you only can
Regrowth,
tell.
baby.
Yes, and it's right on my temples. Like I got a whole bunch of hair, but like I was getting right on the temple area. It was getting a little thin, a little like, just that look. And I am noticing all these baby hairs. And she goes, "No, it's different than breakage. These are like, this is new growth."
Sarah, I knew it. This is so
almost
great.
made out with her.
Yeah, right?
I was like,
Sarah was hot.
Tell
it was
me.
arousing. And why
Yes.
wouldn't it be? Because this is what we all want. And there's a lot of like Dr. Bombay voodoo potions. They ain't it. I've seen the TikTok videos of like, here, get
God.
this herb out of your pantry.
no,
Please.
don't,
Are you out
don't.
of your GD
Don't.
mind?
It's so silly to me that we embrace medical marvels and technology, all this stuff, curing all these things, but then we're like, no, I don't want to use science for this. I want to go back to no. What are you doing? Use the science.
The scientists have done it. Round of applause to the scientists who created this potion / hair growth supplement that I love because of my hair tragedy.
Yeah.
The growth is tremendous. If you are somebody, whether it's through hormones, pregnancy, whatever it is, stress, and you see thinning that you want to resolve, this is the ticket. Get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com. Enter promo code BRAINCANDY. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code BRAINCANDY. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code BRAINCANDY.
Yes.
I do love it. It's great.
great.
Okay, we'll move on from pooping if we must.
I love that I got you to be on my side by the end of the
Well,
conversation.
yeah, because once I was like, wait, why do they
great
want to be
argument.
anonymous?
Right. We have questions.
All right. There was this really cool article in the Washington Post. You know that thing where like you'll Google something and it'll be like, why do, and then it'll like show you the searches that most people post for any query.
Yeah.
So if I said like, why
Yeah.
does And
I love
and
to
then
start
it'll
one and then see like,
autofill. Yeah. So
why
like
is Sarah Rice divorced? I'm like,
yeah,
shut up, autofill.
like Sarah Rice husband. So those are all
Hate
like
it.
some of the top
Yeah.
ones. Same with me. Well, some people wanted to see. They poured over data from Google searches about like they had been searching something like how to kill whatever bug or something, and then it made them think about like what do Americans want to kill. And so they did all this data on like what do American, and it's by a lot of it's by region, because if you're just thinking about like benign things like insects, then it's going to differ depending on where you live or whatever. But I really liked some of the finer details.
Yeah, let's hear it. I love this. Okay.
Okay, so people in rural areas want to know how to kill time.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
How did you know?
Because I was thinking this is going to be kill and not things like, this is going to be different. This is going to be like.
How to kill time.
Uh-huh.
And that is interesting to me. Because, number one, you're on the goddamn Google. You really don't know how to kill time?
This is children.
You think?
This is children and the elderly.
I could tell them so many ways to kill time.
And
I just watched 4 episodes of Chimp Crazy. Right?
Yeah.
How to kill time. And of course that...
I'm like, have they heard about organizing?
For real. I mean, it's
I
embarrassing.
can stay up till 1 a.m. organizing a medicine cabinet.
I mean, have they heard of Googling their exes? I have spent an embarrassing amount of time, not just exes, but like people from my past, like high school friends, whoever, where you're like, what are they up to? That is my favorite pastime.
Yeah, you love that.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Then the insects thing was funny to me.
Nobody steal this. I'm saying right now. That would be a
Yeah.
great name for a book. How to Kill Time. If it
Why?
doesn't exist, I don't know. It just would. It would. I could think of. You know when they say the title is like half of it. I could write a book called How to
I'm
Kill
the
Time.
only one that says that.
I love how I just said they. You know how you say that.
For real, because to me, a good title,
Yeah,
you're halfway home.
and I can make that funny and talk about like how to kill time.
We are so good at that.
Right.
We should write
I
that
know.
book.
You wrote half of it just in that last 5 minutes.
You wrote it when you wrote the title.
Right. It's done. Editor.
Well, but yeah.
To the printer.
We
To
beat
the
our
printing
deadline.
press. Yeah.
Okay. And more than half of the top 100 posts of what do they want to kill are insects. And that differs based on where they live.
Mm-hmm.
There is evidently a flea belt around the South and Appalachia. It's rough, tough times for fleas and for people who live near them.
I want to know everything about what do they want to kill in different places. What do they want to kill in Colorado?
You should look at this article because they have maps,
Yeah.
U.S. maps, and then it'll show like where people search what.
Yeah.
And we in Pennsylvania are the whole state is blank, or the whole country is blank, except for Pennsylvania is lit up for how to kill lanternflies.
Oh, your son loves talking about this.
Because they're everywhere and it's
Jesus.
invasive and they're killing our trees.
No.
And that's why we're trying to all kill them, because
them the
they
fuck out of there.
go on trees and then they murder them. And so some of our trees
So
are
they had it
falling.
coming.
Yeah, they have no predators. We're all doomed. But
Except
we're the
us.
first ones to have it. They're going to be everywhere.
Oh no! Oh no! This is actually bad. It reminds me of the Overstory with like one insect infestation. You wipe out like a third of the population of trees. It's very bad. Whew.
And like they said on NPR recently, it's like we tried to kill them, but it's now a lost cause and they will be everywhere in a few years. So sorry, we failed, everybody. There were just too goddamn many of them, and they are very beautiful. And so I think a lot of people don't realize you got to murder.
Oh.
At any rate.
What are they going to do when they come this way?
Mississippi and West Virginia are more than 10 times likelier to search for how to kill fleas than their buddies in the Mountain West. The most searched for
we don't have fleas over here.
That's real great.
I mean, I'm sure we do, but they're not a thing. Like in California, that was an issue. I never.
Isn't that strange? Because it's not as if they know the borders.
Yeah, but I think it has to do with the elevation,
climate. Oh, elevation makes sense.
And maybe climate change. Yeah, climate,
topography, and temperatures. Okay, so the most searched for how to kill animal.
Rats.
Besides
mice.
What?
Mice.
Oh.
Rats.
I
no?
wish.
No?
Guess what?
Oh no. Is it a domestic animal? Oh no. Is it a dog?
Cats and dogs.
I knew. Oh, no. Why?
Yeah. And it correlates with the search how to get rid of. So like they might think like, what do I do with this dog?
That's heartbreaking.
And then they're like, okay, I can't get rid of it. Okay, murder. So that's super sad.
Well, that's fucking sad.
Yes. So up until COVID, the most popular search was about, insects or whatever, how to get rid of these various animals. And then when COVID happened, it gets dark for all of us. And then what surpassed it was, unfortunately, how to kill yourself.
Oh, Susie.
And how to kill someone else.
Oh, God.
Right? Because we're stuck in houses with people and like whatever. Things get real bad.
The fact that it's searched that much?
Well, yeah. At that time. Okay, so here's what's crazy to me, though. And the reason that I even decided to talk about this article on the show. This little tidbit is like mind-boggling to me. The phrase, how to kill yourself, does not correlate with suicide rates. So like if that's higher somewhere, it doesn't mean it's higher, whatever.
Okay.
What does, instead of how to kill yourself, it's how to kill myself.
Oh, well, I know. This is, Susie, oh my God.
I knew you would get into this.
This is what I fucking say. I say this all the time, that you know who's talking, if it's the wise mind or if it's that other.
Like when I talk about little Susie.
Susie, I say this all the time. When you're talking when you're in the wise mind, you go, you're going to be okay. Mm-hmm. You've got this.
Because you're zoomed out.
You are zoomed out. We are in that place of all knowing, and it's the wise mind. When we are like, I'm an idiot, I'm the worst, that's not you. That is a depressed brain lying to you. That is not really you. That is the protector who's in there. That is that is somebody who's fearful. That is a lying brain and not accurate. And thoughts aren't facts, and that's not a fact. And so that is absolutely what's going on. That I love this.
I think that it's so compelling that nobody's taught this, that like you are, but like generally people don't know.
But actually, no, we were not taught this. I pieced that together and was like, do you notice this? And then asked my supervisors, and they were like, yes. Yeah. That's a thing.
Yeah, because like whenever I talk about my basically 18 and under self, I'm always like, little Suze, like, and you have such affection and compassion and like empathy for that little person. And if we could get people to get there, because I think most people have that feeling about their little self.
Yeah.
And just little people in general.
Yeah.
What a difference it can make.
Absolutely.
Life and death, we're learning.
Absolutely.
Holy smokes. Is that not the most... Right.
Fascinating, Suze.
Right?
Really, really interesting little piece to shine a light on there.
Well, because you know how even just the thing about how people love to hear their own name?
Yes.
You know, like that's more of like, of course, ego involved there, but there's a sense of like a depth of care
Yes.
that comes from like personalizing something.
And feeling like you're being seen.
Yeah. And that's all anybody wants.
Yep. Oh. I
Right?
get goosebumps. That.
It's powerful.
Good job, Susie.
Let's wrap up, but to all of us. Little Suze, little Sarah.
Yeah.
Little Louise's all around.
Little Sarah's right there. There she is. Yeah. Sit right on my phone.
What about seeing that photo? What does that do every day to you on your phone screensaver?
I talk to her like it's like a different version of me. Like I'm the wise mind, like help it. Like I think it helps. I think it helps me connect to her and helps me
well,
like
she is a
be
doll,
playful.
by the way.
Thank you.
I wish little Suze knew little Sarah.
Oh my gosh. Now they would get along. That would be a good, because little Sarah loved everybody who was super religious. That's who she like hung out with the Mormons. Remember, like that.
And I would have tried to convert you with all my heart.
I would have been. It would have been a done deal.
What if
We would have been just like throwing harvest parties.
Okay, let's move on. The Butch Reynolds 30 for 30 is called False Positive. And this is a guy who ran track and was just one of the, like, what's that guy that does the records now that has the name that's like...
Usain Bolt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
like duh.
last name, right?
Hello. What else are you going to do?
That's the one. He was like that guy where he was breaking world records and whatever. And of course they had to get tested for doping and his came back positive. Now he didn't do steroids. He knew he didn't do steroids. He knew he wasn't even like exposed to like these weird things that doctors are like, no, it's B12. And then he was like, there was no chance that this was true. And so he was like one of these vehement denying whatever, but they all deny it. So it's like,
of course they do. Because what are you going to do? You're not going to be like, yeah, got me.
Yeah, they like Marion Jones.
Right.
I mean, she was like so sanctimonious and like, how dare you?
It's embarrassing.
This was way before that, but he was the same way. Like, you're out of your freaking mind. I didn't do it. I am drug free. He was like clean as a whistle, this guy.
Yeah. Oh.
So eventually, so he got banned, of course.
Oh, there's no like follow-up test. You can't say like,
there should be. There should be some
the test.
I think that's the point of the 30 for 30 is that this is a flawed scenario where it's sort of like just that one thing ruins your life.
Oh, no way should that be allowed.
So they banned him and he lost, his Nike deal and all the stuff. You're done.
Yeah.
And so then it came to light that through like legal stuff, that the lab had like misnumbered the samples, and that the sample that came positive was some female from another country. It was just some random hoe bag who was doping and
looking at you, Russia.
Actually, funnily enough, I think that it was.
Obviously, they're the ones who got kicked out of the Olympics. They're always the ones doping, and they're like making up new drugs over there.
And so they were like, oops-a-daisy. Sorry about that. And
I don't think so with the oopsie-daisy. No. I'm going to need a little more than
so did he.
Apology letter.
Yeah, so he's like outraged, of course, but he's already banned. And for some reason, the ban wasn't immediately lifted, even though it was immediately imposed.
Oh, God.
And it was the rule that if you raced with him, you'd be banned too. So he went to the race and was like, I'm running this race.
Oh, my God.
Because I didn't do it. And look, we all know I didn't do it. So then none of the other runners would run the race with him because they didn't want to lose their careers.
That is like gaslighting that would be crazy making. You know what? I know. I'd be a great therapist for him.
I was just going to say, like,
with
you have so many
justice.
people you need to work with.
I would be I would help him.
Okay. So anyway, all the other runners was like, because they don't want to lose their careers either. And I get that they're in a pickle, whatever.
It's hard to not personalize that. Yeah.
So he sues the lab and the track and field governing body. Mm-hmm. And he won a $27 million judgment, which I think is adequate and
absolutely
deserved.
Yes. A Nike deal, yeah. But
they're in England, and so they were not under the U.S. jurisdiction.
Oh, they don't have to pay.
They didn't pay him one red cent. He lost everything.
Oh, my God.
I want to know how you would not be a bitter...
No.
I would fall into a spiral of depression and drugs and alcohol.
Now, if this is the guy who's getting his port shit on... It's okay. If he's being an asshole, it's rightfully so. I understand now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would be really...
I would be ruined.
I would be really... You have to have really strong... No, here's why it's hard.
Yeah, like the Serenity Prayer.
Yeah. And here's why I could see that as being really difficult. For athletes, in order to be at the level that they are... competing, in order to get where they are, you have to be very selfish in some ways. You have to put yourself first. You have to make decisions that are prioritizing you. And often doing that can create isolation and can make it so you are cut off. Like your identity is very rooted in who you are as this runner. That may make it so some of your social connections are because you're choosing
not
running.
As robust. Yeah.
Right. You're choosing running and over everything.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice.
Right. And so when running, this is what we always say about like why identity, you have to have a bunch of different things, because if you put all of your eggs in one basket and then that basket breaks, all the eggs are gone. It was like his identity is so wrapped up in being this runner that he probably sacrificed some interpersonal relationships, and as a result, he doesn't have the community and the people around him saying, it's okay that you're not a runner anymore. I still love you, da-da-da-da-da. Because I'm thinking about, like, because as we relate everything to the challenge, and people on there who, like, if something goes wrong on that, or, this is like sports and all of this stuff, that it's like over and done with. And terrible, we kind of saw that with Nelson. Like, he lost a leg. Like, what is he going to do now that he can't compete on the challenge? Then other people, it's like, what are they going to do now? Well, a million other things, because they're going to go be a regular person, because that's just like one thing.
Yeah. It's hard. I imagine what I would be like in that situation, and the injustice is so severe. And he said that, like, he couldn't even after his name was cleared, he couldn't get a job coaching track at his local high school.
Oh,
he's made world records. He's Usain Bolt.
So fucked up. What year was this?
I think this was the early 80s.
Yeah, this is the problem of technologies moving slowly, of information moving slowly. That wouldn't happen now, because
a lie gets around the world before the truth gets its pants on.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that saying, but I hate it, but I love it. But
that's what they say, like, about online media. Like, lies are so much more fun, and they just like spread. Yes. Whereas, like, truth and nuance is boring.
No, but that's not making the headlines in the news. And those sports communities are small. So you go to the track meet and everybody's talking. And you're probably going to have to go to 3 or 4 more track meets until you hear the information of, hey, did you hear that guy was actually not doping? And oh my God,
it's just
I feel
not
so
as
bad
gossipy.
For him. It's
Who's
not as gossipy.
Talk like that?
Right. And that makes sense that, oh, God, I feel so bad for him. But I hope he had people who, you know, because that's where my mind goes. Like, I hope you had a partner who was, like, there to support you, even that. But then it's like, when you're in that world, sometimes it's hard to find a person who's doing it with you unless, you know, they're willing to sacrifice all their own stuff.
Yeah. And even if you did, I mean, it's life. It can be life ruining. I even feel that about what happened to you on the show.
You do feel like that?
Yeah. Like when Johnny took your money.
Yeah.
You're stable and you can handle it and you have perspective. But like, even with all that, it was still really.
Absolutely. It took me it was more so knowing that you know the truth and everybody else doesn't. So that is
or they don't
how
care
I
about
relate. And they don't care. And it's like, oh my God, it's crazy making. And so you have to get to a point where you just have to say, I'm going to give it up. This is no longer something I'm going to worrying about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, or that's all you're going to be grumpy, and you're going to be not even grumpy, resentful and bitter and angry and cynical.
Ew.
And not trusting of the world and closed off and all these other things that just create isolation and loneliness and sadness, especially as you get older.
Okay. I know we got to wrap it up, but okay. So right before I was talking with you, I was on the phone with my new beloved Jason Fine from Long Promise Road, the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson Whisperer, who I've forced to become my friend, and I love him. And I was like, okay, I got to go. I'm going to record with Sarah. And he's like, what's on the agenda for the show? And I was like, well, I want to talk to her about blue balls.
About what? But I know I heard you correctly, but you're going to just end it like that?
I think it's so funny that like of all the topics I could have said, like something about like science or quantum physics or like NASA.
Right.
And I'm like, what about blue balls? Can you believe that?
Right. Oh, I'm sure he was real impressed.
He was like, blue balls?
Right. Exactly like when I said, what?
Well, okay, every so often I think about blue balls and I think about how mad it makes me.
How a whole generation of men tricked us. Like fucking idiots.
This is what I'm saying. And like there is a very strong line between what we think and what these men are claiming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. You want me to have empathy for or sympathy for your made up illness, but I can't even get a little bit of sympathy for the bleeding out every month.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, for real.
Actual
that
symptoms?
Is not discussed enough.
Come on. Okay, go ahead. Blue balls.
So I was thinking about it, and I was like, I want to talk to Sarah about blue balls again, and let me do some, because we have to.
I know that 840 something episodes. You think this hasn't come up?
So I was like Googling it and being like, what is the deal with blue balls?
How to kill blue balls?
Because, you know, people claim that it's real. Men claim that it's real. And then if you go on like WebMD or whatever, it does say that it's like a real thing. But
not like that.
Here are some details that I wanted to just discuss. First of all, the blue balls are said to only last as long as the blue baller is aroused. So these guys that are like saying it lasts for hours or days,
they're lying, Susie. Well, they are lying.
And if it is true, you need to see a physician.
Yeah, and also I'm confused by the word aroused. Aroused and erect are two different things.
Aroused, not erect.
Okay, so they
aroused
could be
meaning like their motor's running, but I'm sorry, that's men all the time.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So maybe it is 2 days, and that but
yeah, but that's not my fault.
I know it's not at all. And we
Second-
also, I can hear men being like, well, you can't blame men for not understanding what's going on with a woman when you don't understand what's going on with a man. We don't actively lie to y'all about what is going on. We're trying to tell you the truth, and you're like, la, 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 with your fingers in your ears.
That is so true.
So don't even. Two straight men listening who are planning this argument in your head.
The only lies we're telling is to stroke their ego, like, oh yeah, I came.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Never
Like,
again.
we're not lying about like, oh, I'm in pain. Can you help me? Because we know that would be
Never.
stupid. We'd be
And
chasing the wind.
Oh my God. The things we lie about. That I'm ill. Help.
But the
help.
real reason that I had to bring it up is
Yeah.
because in researching this, I found that some women claim to get blue balls, but it has a different name.
Oh gosh, a jam clam. Is that not it? That's not it. That's what I thought of first, though. That would kind of fit, though. She's silent again. Susie, come back to us.
How did you think of that so fast?
I don't know.
They call it either blue vulva,
Mine's better.
blue bean, or blue clit.
We
Why
need
are
to
we
move
saying
away from blue. That's the
blue
problem.
only worked with the balls because it's alliterative.
Correct. That and that is the
Jam
biggest
clam.
problem is the label because it is misrepresenting what it actually is.
That's right, Sarah. It makes it sound so much worse, like hypothermia.
Right, but which is bad, people.
Yeah.
Right. It makes it sound like blue balls is hypothermia. I see what you're
Exactly.
saying. I thought you were saying, yeah,
No,
okay, good,
like
good.
blue because it's blue.
Yes.
Why are they blue?
Right.
No, they're
It
not
does
blue.
sound like they're asphyxiated or something like that. Yeah. No, not the situation. Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. The image that's painted in our minds when somebody says blue balls. And I'm like, oh, quick,
Well,
give me
because
some
you know,
air.
like when women go to the doctor and you're like, "Oh, look, my arm's fallen off," and they're like, "But are you all right?"
Right.
But then when men just are like,
Like-
"I didn't get to come," they're like, "This is the real
God.
thing."
Oh
We
my
believe
God,
them,
we've been duped.
and so they have convinced physicians that if they just don't get to have an orgasm, that their discomfort for like 5 seconds is
No.
worthy.
Oh, and that's just, it's not physiological. It's like emotional. It's like, oh my God, you had a fucking feeling?
Right.
They're once again blaming, they're like, you caused me to have a feeling.
Yeah, that
I don't
I didn't
like.
like. So I need
fix
to
it.
blame this woman.
Yeah, okay.
not
I hate
fucking
everything
me.
about that.
Anyway, thanks for working through that with me.
Suze.
I mean,
not
I don't
good.
know how we did here, but
So good. So funny. 10 out of 10.
you say that every time.
Because it's true. Have you listened to us? Hilarious.
I mean, that's true. And we talked about Sarah's heavy ball.
The water polo ball. This
What
is
do
me
you call
deciphering her notes that she's
What
written
do you
down.
call those drawings? Homunculus?
Oh,
Homunculus.
yeah, homunculus.
Homunculus.
Homunculus. Humunculus.
Yeah. Chimp crazy.
Yeah.
If you didn't finish it, you have to. It's
Oh my God.
crazy.
It's wild.
Crazy. Serial pooper on the loose in Kentucky.
On the loose. What? We have questions, and there's more to the story. I know it.
And
Watch. Just watch.
we learned what Americans want to kill, evidently themselves, and time,
Yeah.
and lanternflies.
And not enough,
And
though.
justice for Butch Reynolds.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay, that guy. My God.
I do
I'm sure he's
too.
okay now.
Yeah. I hope he found new meaning in his life.
Me too. Thanks for listening, everybody. We love you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.